Commission for January 12th, 2024. Call the meeting to order. And since Precious is not here, you'll be taking roll call?
Yep, that'll be me. Thank you. Sarah Pardue,
Sorry, present.
John Carr,
Here.
Rick Stopik, Barbara Roth, Dagmar Braz, Marissa Laldas, Penny Pompey,
Present.
Sim Caliendo,
Here.
Lori Vinacore,
Here.
Kylie Harper Larson, here, Ankur Patel, Angela Van, Brian Stenberg, here, and David Searle. Okay, we have quorum. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag. All right, thank you. Do we have proof of publication?
Good morning, and yes, we do.
Great, thank you. All right, do we have any postponements on the agenda?
There are no postponements today.
Great, thank you. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll second the motion.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? I believe that motion passes. Unanimous. All right, do we have consideration of minutes? Do we have a motion?
I'll motion to approve the minutes of the November 3rd, 2023 meeting. Second. What did
We did
No, we
the
did
agenda.
the agenda approval.
Now we're doing minutes.
Now we're doing the minutes.
Listen, don't confuse me already. I just got notification I was doing this 24 hours ago.
Second on that.
All right, so we have a motion and a second on the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, no one opposed. All right, do we have any cards on? I didn't have any cards submitted for items not on the agenda. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. And then I have no comments. No comments from the chair other than just bear with me because I just did get notification of this. Public hearing, we're going to go to first item on the agenda, which is 3A1. And we'll be hearing from the applicant first.
Actually, this is a county-initiated, so there will only be a staff presentation for this item,
Great.
and David Willock will be presenting from the Planning Division.
Perfect. Thank you.
Good morning, David Willock with Planning Division. Item for the board is the utility element revisions, county text amendment. This is essentially a housekeeping amendment for changes that occurred during to Florida statutes in 2023 regarding environmental regulations. These legislative changes must be reflected in the utilities element of the comprehensive plan by July 1st, 2024. First, this amendment proposes to add new policy 1.3F regarding the feasibility of providing sewer service within a 10-year horizon for developments of 50 lots in less than 1 acre. Second, add new policy 1.3G to identify the name and location of wastewater facilities that could receive sanitary flows after a connection and the capacity of those facilities and associated facilities. And third, add new tables 3A and 3B to the utilities element to show the projected wastewater flow at those facilities for the next 20 years, including new construction connections and connections to sanitary sewer, with a timeline for construction. Both the Palm Beach County Water Utilities Department and Florida Department of Health coordinated with the Planning Division for this amendment. As such, Planning recommends approval of the proposed amendment. We have Brett Hamill from Water Utilities available today if you have any questions. Sorry, it's kind of long, I know.
All right. Do we have any questions? Yes, go.
Yes, I have a question about this. For developments of 50 lots and less than 1 acre, okay, can you give me an example of a development of 50 lots? Just an example, you must have seen some in the county somewhere. We're not talking about planned unit developments here, probably. Are we talking about neighborhoods that many years ago were developed by one developer and you're calling that a development now? Can you explain what that would be?
Brett Hamill, Palm Beach County Water Utilities, Environmental Health and Safety Manager. The purpose of this new law is to address septic tank discharges into the groundwater. So the legislator defined 50 lots, any development more than 50 lots could not have a septic tank without advanced treatment. Advanced treatment can be done with the septic tank. It's an addition to the drain field. The same thing at the 1 acre. If it's greater than 1 acre, they expect through their modeling that the nutrients won't be an issue getting into the surface waters or contaminating the groundwater, but less than 1 acre, it could if they're that close.
Okay, I understand that, okay? My question is, do you have any idea where these are? Any idea at all, engineering, where this would be in Palm Beach County? Give me an idea up on Beeline Highway somewhere. I'm just thinking because if it's not a planned unit development and it's a regular like neighborhood development, there are things that are required like lift stations and all with these when you're putting in new sewer. I've had 15 septic systems in my lifetime that I've dealt with, and I know this is a big thing, but I was just wondering where are these 1 acre lots? And what if something is 1.5? How do you determine it if there's a neighborhood of 50 homes or something, and one's got 1 acre, one's got 1.2 acres? They're not exact. So this is going to be like a big study that you're going to do? Is that what this is?
Luckily with GIS nowadays, it's easy to break those out. As far as the infrastructure, the lift stations, how many do you need? Most utilities, I know Palm Beach County Water Utilities has requirements for if you're going to build a development that increases the flow dramatically through a certain system, that the developer has to put in the lift station.
Okay, I understand there's no timeline for this. So do you know of anything in this legislative session, 2024, that they're going back to fix any of this or adjust any of these or add anything to this? Is there any statute that's being worked on, any bills for this, to glitch bills or anything for this?
I have no idea.
No, you don't. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions from the commission? All right. If none, I'll entertain a motion. Yes.
I'll second the motion.
No public comments on this one?
No. Nope. All right. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Yeah, I'll second the motion on that.
All right. I'll call it the vote. I don't think we need to do a roll call vote on this one. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Anyone opposed? All right. Passes unanimously. All right. Moving on to 3A2. I'd like to call the applicant up, please.
Good morning. For the record, Josh Nichols with Schmidt Nichols, representing the applicant. Mr. Chair, you're doing a fine job standing in today.
Thank you.
So again, good morning. So this is a Spring Haven MUPD, and we are asking for a large-scale land use plan amendment. So before I start, though, I wanted to make sure, typically when we have a sea of red in the crowd, it's not a good thing, but these folks are all from the Elks in support of the project, so just wanted to get that out there. So, yes, so thank you, everyone, for showing up today. But wanted to get that out there first and foremost. So again, our formal request is for a large-scale land use plan amendment. The total site is 11.2 acres, and we are going from institutional with an underlying 5 units an acre to institutional with 8 units an acre. So a minor increase there in order to fit both of the uses, and we'll kind of talk about that. So we do have companion applications in the zoning process right now. So we do have the rezoning. We have TDRs and workforce density bonus, as well as a type 1 waiver for parking. And then we do have a development order abandonment for an old approval that just kind of cleaning the record. So if everyone knows, they've probably driven by. So again, this is at just east of Belvedere and Jog. So everyone probably has seen the large industrial development there from Duke at the northwest corner. And so this is just east of that. You've probably seen the baseball diamond and the Elks Lodge facility that currently operates there. So Just a little bit of background, because I know we do have a couple speakers from the Elks that would like to talk about what they do, and so I won't get into all that. But this building was built in 1975 and really kind of looks like it's from 1975. It's in need of repair. They're a nonprofit organization, and so a lot of their funds come from the members and things, and so they're really in need of an injection, a little shot to keep that going. They want to be able to build a facility that can produce revenue for them, so that they can sustain themselves into the future. So, and that's what this project does. So again, to our north, there's a multifamily residential project just to the north. To our immediate west is a townhouse project that was built in the last couple of years. 68 homes there. To our immediate south is Independence HOA, and they have about 400 and plus or minus units in there, single family N0 lot line. And then we have the new place of worship that you've probably seen at the hard corner of Belvedere. That's a 760 seat church there. And we also have single family to our immediate east, and we've spoken with all of those neighbors as well. We'll talk about that. So this is just a quick look at the land use map that's current. So we're institutional with 5 units an acre. And then switching, I know you didn't see much of a change there, but it switches to 8. Still, it's the same underlying, just changes to the 8, and institutional remains. Everything around us is MR5, and to the north, we do have the HR8 as well. So again, this is going to be an MUPD, and the MUPD, kind of the beauty of the changes to the MUPD in the last 7 to 8 years is that they've allowed residential and commercial to exist on the same property. And in doing so, this would allow overall 0.45 FAR, which is about 200,000 square feet. So we're proposing 0.03 on the FAR side for the institutional use of the Elks, and that's about 13,000 square feet. On the other side, we have 195 multifamily units, and the breakdown of that is we have 49 workforce units that will be in here, and 34 TDRs were purchased as part of this process as well. And we've voluntarily accepted the condition for 25% of the total number of units to be workforce. So that's 49 units. These are just some of the, how are we compliant with the comprehensive plan? So I won't go into all the details on these, but again, one of the objectives is to provide affordable housing. One of them is to provide that affordable housing near employment opportunities. So again, we've got, if you know where Arrigo Dodge is on Okeechobee there, and there's a huge center there. We have the Duke project with Amazon and several other businesses there. So there's a lot of employment opportunities right here. Also, we want to put this density where infrastructure is, right? We've got the roads, we've got the water, sewer. This is where density belongs. So I won't go through the other ones, but basically you're required to use TDRs as your first method of increasing the density, so we've done so. And just some of the public outreach, because I know this was big from the start on this one. So our first kind of effort in that was in August of this past year, where we received 4 letters from the adjacent property owners in Catalina. That's to our west. Then in September, which to present, I guess, we've been continuously speaking with Independence HOA. They're the largest abutter to us with the most constituents. And so we've been working with their property manager. And then in October, we also had an in-person meeting at the Elks. And we had about 25 or so people there, several of their board members, and walked away with 12 letters that day of support from the HOA. We've gotten some more here and there after. And then obviously everyone was noticed through the planning process. But we've had a really good discussion with them when we talk about compatibility, because I know that was big, and that was something that we were concerned about when we first started the project, is because we know we have some single family to our east. So what we've done is we've increased that buffer to 20 feet along with a 6-foot wall. So that would be a concrete wall that goes around the east boundary as well as the south boundary adjacent to the single family. And they were very excited about that. And looking forward to the project. We also increased the canopy tree heights. So at installation, those would be 14 versus the 12. So a little bit of head start there. And again, they were happy to see that we were going above and beyond. So this is the layout. I know we're not here to talk about the site plan, but I just wanted you to know what it looks like with all these requests, what it comes out to. So you have the 2 buildings in Salmon there are the multifamily with a parking structure in between. We've got the dry detention you can see in the blue, and the Elks is on the west side. The Elks is generally in that same location, so it'll be rebuilt in that location. And again, to provide the parking that they need, outdoor recreational space that they need, and to really allow them to thrive as they move forward. So, again, I won't go through all these, but this is the county's assessment, which is also in the write-up. And with that, be happy to answer any other questions, and love to leave a couple minutes if there's any response to questions from the board. Appreciate it.
Great. Thank you. Now, staff presentation, please.
Good morning. Ines Stefichuk with Planning Division. The item in front of you is Spring Haven MUPD. It's a large-scale Atlas Amendment 2024-005. Okay, perfect. The Spring Haven MUPD amendment is total of 11.22 acres. The site is located on the south side of Belvedere Road, east of Joke Road. The applicant is requesting change from institutional with underlying medium residential 5 units per acre to institutional with underlying high residential 8 units per acre. The zoning application is requesting a change to MUPD, additional density through workforce housing and transfer of development rights programs for a total of 195 units and a gross density of 17.4 units per acre. Applicant will redevelop the existing Elks Lodge facility on the site. This slide shows the subject site with surrounding land uses. The site is proposed an institutional with underlying 8 units per acre with a surrounding area consisting of single-family developments to the north across Belvedere Road, to the east, south, and west with MR5 land use designation, as well as multifamily to the northeast across the Belvedere Road with a HR8. The staff assessment. The proposed overall density is consistent with the comprehensive plan. The site is located within urban-suburban tier along a major arterial roadway. It is in close proximity to employment centers and surrounded by medium and high densities. Proposed multifamily development is compatible with adjacent single-family zero-lot line in townhomes. Staff is recommending an applicant is in agreement with the condition of approval for increased buffers, landscaping, and a 6-foot high wall along eastern and southern boundaries. Applicant will purchase all available TDRs as required by policy 2.4b. Staff recommendation. Staff is recommending approval with condition to limit development at 195 maximum units, to have 25 units of units built as workforce housing units on site, to purchase all available TDRs, and to require zoning application to have increased buffers and landscaping along eastern and southern boundaries, and a concurrent adoption and zoning hearing. The motion is to approve with staff conditions.
All right. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go to public comments. So for when I call your name, the first name, I'll go to podium 1. Second name, I'll go to podium 2. We'll keep that going. So the first name I have is Sean McGuire. And the second name is, I'm going to try to say this, Ermin Kane. And then when you come up, before you speak, if you could please speak your name, please give your address, and I just lost my place here, your address of where you live, please. And you have 3 minutes, thank you. And we'll start with Sean, please.
My name is Sean McGuire. I live at 7748 Guida Drive, West Palm Beach. I am the past state president of Florida Elks. I'm the district leader of the Southeast District, which includes West Palm Beach, and I am a proud member of the West Palm Beach Lodge. I would like to thank you for your time this morning. We realize how valuable your time is, and As indicated by the number of lodge members here today, we sincerely hope you recognize how important this project is to our lodge and members. The Elks were formed in 1868 and have been considered a valuable part of our local communities ever since. Our organization currently has approximately 2,000 lodges throughout the United States with a membership of over 850,000 members. In Florida, we have just over 90 lodges with a membership approaching 55,000 members. Membership is in most, if not all, fraternal organizations the lifeblood of the organization. We try very hard to grow our membership every year. For 2 years in a row, our national order has experienced a membership growth. This year, ending in March, we again are on target for another year of membership growth. Since 2017, the West Palm Beach Lodge has experienced a membership growth over the previous year annually, except the dreaded COVID year when we were closed for months. At that time, our membership dropped from 655 members to 629 members, a drop of 26, but came back the following year with a gain of 49 members, and it continues to grow today. As you will hear from additional speakers after me, since 1918, when the West Palm Beach Lodge was formed, we pride ourselves in the support given by our lodge to the national, state, and local charities. Natural attrition of our members throughout death, relocation, and other numerous reasons diminishes our numbers at times. But in order to continue our great work, we have to be able to entice new members to join our lodge. I feel our board of directors, with the guidance of our lodge advisor and support of our lodge members, have developed a great plan to build a facility that will entice new members to join and give us the opportunity to continue to support our children, veterans and military, and first responders, and those locally who may need our assistance for years to come. Once again, I sincerely hope that you will see fit to support us in this building project. Thank you once again for your time.
Thank you. Armenia.
Good morning. My name is Arminia Kane. I live at 269 Beaver Dam Court in Royal Palm Beach, Florida. I have the honor to be able to share with you some of the things that we do for the community. The Elks are all about youth and veterans. I am one of the trustees for the West Palm Beach Elks Lodge, and I'm also the district vice president. Some of the things that we do for the youth at a national, state, and local level, we give out scholarships. Our lodge wins one national scholarship each year, and last year we were able to win 2. We gave a $20,000 state scholarship 2 years ago to a local student. We give 5 $1,500 scholarships out of our lodge every year. We implement programs in the elementaries and middle schools. We support 5 elementary schools. They are Hope Centennial, they are Winbrook, I'm sorry, and I have my paper down here, Liberty Park, Benoist Farms, and Green Acres. We support them every year with school supplies. We host a breakfast for Santa where we reach out to the school, to their families that are in low income, bring them into our lodge, have breakfast with Santa. They have, as a family. This year we had 85 students with their families. Each went away with 2 gifts to open up Christmas morning, and all got to sit on Santa's lap. We give school supplies to each one of those schools every year. They can count on us. We reach out to them, ask them what they need, and we supply that for them. If they have other needs and they reach out to us, we meet those needs for them. We, at a state and local and national level, we have a hoop shoot competition. We have a soccer shoot competition. We do a drug awareness essay and poster contest. We have an Americanism essay contest, which we've had winners out of our lodge. We're excited about those. At a state level, we own a summer camp. Each lodge gives away 10 free sponsorships so those kids to go to that camp. The camp is only $240 a week for those who can afford to pay for that. If they reach out to us and they can't, we'll support them and we'll pay that for them. We also have a therapy program at a state level. Each district has a therapy van, one, some two. They reach out to the children that do not have insurance or have exhausted their insurance, go into their homes and treat these children and teach the family how to treat these children. The other things that we do at our level, we give gift cards to families in need for Thanksgiving. We sponsor a Gold Coast Down Syndrome Walk, as well as host their Christmas party. When we started out hosting their party, it was 85. This year, it was almost 200 people with Down syndrome, and it was an exciting day. It was a dinner and dance, and they love to dance. We fundraised for the autism. We also fundraised for Battered Women's Shelter. We open our lodge to the Boy Scouts for them to meet there. We sponsor a youth baseball team. For veterans, shall I go on?
You could just wrap up another 5, 10
Okay.
seconds. It's fine.
For veterans, I'll wrap it up real quick for you. For veterans, I get excited about what we do. We work hand in hand with the VA. We give out canteen booklets for 100 veterans that live there. We bring the blind vets into our lodge for karaoke. We take the wheelchair vets out to Duffy's. We've also spent $10,000 to build a closet for the homeless veterans to go in and get clothing. We do backpacks for homeless vets. There's so much more I can tell you.
Thank you so
Please
much.
come visit us and we can share with you.
We appreciate
Thank you,
it. All right, thank you. Next up to the podium, we have Jeff Fisher and Edward Money Jr. to podium 2. I think Jeff's already up there. And please don't forget to state your name and address. And Jeff, you now have 1 minute. No, I'm just kidding.
My name is Jeff Fisher. I reside at 1041 Pineway Drive in Haverhill, West Palm Beach. I am currently the chairman of the board here with the West Palm Beach Elks Lodge 1352. I also am a manager with Palm Beach County Parks and Recreation in the Golf Division. I just want to say that I can't really expound much on what our district advisor, past state president Sean McGuire, has said, or what Minya Kane has said, who is our current VP. I will just say this, that this process has been a 5-year process of trying to get the proper developer to come in and work this land and help us get this new lodge built. Our lodge is in much needed repair. As you've heard from Minya Kane, we do a lot for charities, for our veterans, and I don't think you'll find a more exemplary organization than the Elks. I'm an almost 30-year member. I think I'm in my 31st year now. I've been part of 4 different lodges across this country, and what we're trying to do here and what the builder is trying to do is something that is sorely needed. I can go into different things that we've done in regards to our vets, our children, but I think you get the idea of what we're all about. I certainly appreciate your time today, and I hope that you look with favor on what we're trying to get achieved. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Yes, sir.
Good morning. My name's Ed Morey, Jr. I'm from 199 Canterbury Ave, down the street in Century Village. I've been an Elk member for 12 years. We moved here 13 years ago, and I've been an Elk member for 12 years. Why we're wearing the red shirts, I'll let you know. This represents our support for our military abroad and at home and our veterans. It's called Red Shirt Friday. We wear them all the time. Veterans are important to our organization, as is the youth of this place. We started in 1918 downtown. We purchased the property at 900 62nd Street in 1961. It took us 10 years later to move in, and we've been there 52 years. We went through hurricanes, all kinds of Florida weather that you know, and we've used glue, Band-Aids, tape, and everything to keep our building around. You've heard all the support we do. I won't go into that. I'll tell you why we need the building. We finally had a chance. We met Marcus Corporation. We have all this land. We don't use half of it. You'll see the baseball field. We're giving that up, but we're supporting that team. We're going to get them in a little place later on. Biggest part of it is we need a new building. 52 years has been a long time. But Catalina Townhouses sent you a letter, said that we were in financial difficulties. we're not in financial difficulties. Every 2 weeks, our secretary and treasurer read our reports. In the last 10 years, we've grown and we've grown. The reason we're building this lodge is we can get a brand new facility, brand new, without a mortgage. We will have no bills. We can give more people in this community, which we take care of greatly. We have all kinds of drives. We have everything. If you come and visit us, you'll see. But the biggest thing is, if we were in financial difficulty, we wouldn't even went to them because we couldn't afford to keep the building. Now we're going to have a brand new building. It's going to be almost double the size that we have now, and it's going to be mortgage free. We can give our children and our veterans the money that we would have spent. It's over $4 million, and we don't have a $4 million person that would come out. We're a blue-collar lodge. All our money is donated by the members that you see here, and that's how we get things done. And I want to thank you for listening to us. Please help us. We're going to have a brand-new building, and like I said, all the schools and all the vets will benefit from your decision. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, I'll start with our Planning Commission questions to our applicant and staff, and I'll start down there with Dagmar. Any questions?
I did not see the site plan before it was presented by staff. I was a little concerned about the fact that there was a single row of parking around the apartments. And I think that, first of all, well, we're only supposed to do questions. I'll do my comments later. Anyway, and I was very concerned about that single row around the perimeter of the apartments. But that 3-car parking garage will address the parking issues regarding that complex. It is listed on the staff report as 17 units per acre, but it's actually 27.84 units to the acre. I just want to make sure everybody knows that because we're scrunching the property development from the Elks Lodge. I just want to confirm that and make sure everyone knows that. Thank you.
Sam?
Just a quick question. Is there elevations of these buildings that we could see? I know it's not our thing, but
There are elevations that we had to submit as part of the TDR and workforce bonus program package. We don't have them in this.
It's not on the screen.
It's not in this package, yes, because we really.
Just a question. I wanted to see how that fit with the stacked parking garage and so on. That's the reason I asked that.
Yeah, no, it's actually it looks very nice. It's got some metal cladding on it, and it also has planter boxes throughout.
What's the height? What's the height of the top of the roof?
I want to say 41 feet. So the parking garage and the residential is all at the 3 stories. So we haven't
3 story
eclipsed
levels.
it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You, Penny? Okay. Yep.
Just a quick question for you with regards to getting in and out of the site. What I'm looking at here, and I don't know if you have the map of the site plan that you could put back up, just to clarify it. While you're doing that, by the way, I think this is an awesome project. I think it's a win-win, which we so rarely see. So I just want to get that out there. But what I could see here, you've got Jog Road, you got 62nd Street on the west, and then you've only got one point of ingress and egress onto Belvedere Road. That's going to remain basically?
Correct. That's an existing crossing. There's actually a bridge there.
Okay.
So over the canal, so that will remain, and we're reutilizing because there's a median cut there. And
there is a median. Okay, that was what I was getting at. So going east and west is not going to be an issue.
Correct. There's a full median cut there, and it aligns with the development across to the north side.
I mean, I remember when Belvedere stopped at Jog Road back in the dark ages.
Yes.
So there's no traffic signal plan to go there. You're okay with that? There's going to be enough control on east and west of it that people are going to be able to get in and out of the place?
Correct. And there's also an access point on 62nd as well.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I didn't see. Okay. I wasn't quite sure how it was going to configure there then. So there's going to be, you'll be able to transition between the Elks property, quote unquote, and the new development there just for traffic flow.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. That was it. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Go ahead, Lori.
Yes. North is HR 8.
That's correct.
And how many units is it actually per acre, though?
That one's 68 units.
North, the HR 8 north of this.
Yeah, I'll go back to the map real quick here. So that's HR 8. I think it's
We have it in our staff report.
Yeah.
The HR 8 is 60 units at a 7.7 units per acre overall density.
It's 7.7 units.
Correct.
Per acre on the HR 8 north of it.
Yes.
And so I don't see where it's a real transition here, because this is 27 units per acre. Can you tell me why the Elks Lodge, if it's a lodge, why do they need 4 acres?
So that's part of what, so again, there's different levels through the Elks, and they have a Grand Lodge that they have to report to that's out of state, and they were requiring them to maintain 4 acres.
Wow.
So that was for parking, for open space and rec, and as well as to support their facility. So that was something that was the Grand Lodge request. But again, that I know you're saying that it's clustered to where it's up to the 27, but you do have to look at it as one overall project. That would be like saying this project to the south, if you remove this lake, would double their density too. So you got to look at the whole project as 11.2 acres is what the density is based on.
And staff is okay with that, with the conditions and the traffic studies
That is correct.
comply. Okay.
That's correct.
All right. Kylie? Brian?
Yeah, I'm going to refer to Mr. Perez's letter from Catalina HOA, and he had talked about parking on 62nd. And my question actually has to do with the site and whether there's an expectation that folks who live in the proposed apartment complex would park on the Elks parking lot.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting, his comments, because it seemed like he was trying to get around a way to fix his parking issue by putting it on us that we had a parking issue. But again, we have, let me go back to, so if you look, we've got this parking structure. We've also got the surface parking. We have plenty of parking to satisfy the multifamily. The Elks Club side is about 50 spaces over parked because they do have events and things, right? So we want to make sure that they have enough parking. So I can't envision a scenario where someone from the apartment would want to park out here when there's plenty of parking on site. I don't see that. I see this as he was hoping that he's got a parking problem, so let's see if they'll build some parking on street on 62nd. I just don't see, we would not need that additional parking. We have plenty on our site.
One more question. He mentioned also the extension of sidewalks along 62nd to Belvedere. I see the county has future plans for a sidewalk running parallel to Belvedere on the south side, and I would assume that the county would be working within itself and with the Lake Worth Drainage District to work that detail out. Is that correct?
That's correct. There's actually a better picture. We don't have to go to it, but on staff's presentation, there's a close-up aerial view. The guardrails for the canal come right up to the edge of curb and right up to the pavement. So there would have to be some work with Lake Worth Drainage District to make that happen. We're happy to make that connection if it was available. Actually, the county would require us to do it. So it's going to take some coordination there with Lake Worth, but we're happy to do that if feasible.
And the county has avenues for citizens to get in touch to make recommendations that would better connect people to transit and to sidewalks and other ways to get around. Would you agree with that?
I would agree, and unfortunately, there's no transit route that comes past this site on Belvedere. It stops at just the intersection just to the east. So, but otherwise, we would have a stop in front of the.
Well, there's also transit to the west at Jog Road. Yeah. So there's actually two bus lines that are within less than half a mile from this project.
Correct. They just don't come right past.
That's correct.
Yes,
but
yes.
yeah, but they're a reasonably short walk.
That's correct.
Or bike ride.
That's correct. Yes. Yes, but you can kind of see on here, but Directly on the back of curb is guardrail, so that would have to be relocated if possible. But otherwise, if the county is okay with it too, we have the sidewalk's going to come up here, and then it kind of just juts out to the right of way. But it could come across the front of the property, connect in here, and then to Belvedere as well. So that's a possibility. We're open to that if Lake Worth is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sarah?
Yes, I think this is an incredible project. You have my full support. I did just have a personal question, which is, do you all have somewhere when this is being built to keep doing the incredible work that you're doing somewhere else during the process?
So it's a good question, and we've actually designed it to keep the existing building intact until the new building's built, and then that one can be demoed. Yeah,
That's
so
wonderful.
it's located the new building will be approximately right in here. So they're within about 10 feet of the existing, so that way they can keep their operations going.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Now some comments.
First of all, I want to say God bless all of you for giving your time, for volunteering to a really great organization. I'm a very active member at the American German Club, which is also run by volunteers, and it is not the easiest thing to do. But I commend you for your actions. I don't usually support high intensity at 27.85 units to the acre. But the thing is, this makes sense. There's an industrial park right down the street. I hope the sidewalk issue, will be resolved so that they can, ride their bike or walk to employment. But this is what the county's goal is, to have the workforce housing in an area where there is economic opportunities. And I really think it's a great idea, and I think it's a win-win for everyone. Thank you.
No, I just want to quickly say they have my support. This is a great organization. They do a lot for a lot of people. And I think the county is in a great position of more projects like this. That's it.
Penny? All right. Carissa?
A terrific organization. You have my full support on this. My experience with the Elks goes back a whole lot of years when I was active in organizations in New Jersey. I sat as president of a large school district school board, and the Elks back then and still now very supportive of our children, education, scholarships. I had to smile when I heard of some of your ongoing scholarships. So congratulations, and of course your work with veterans. Again, the density is not what I would usually support, but in this case, with this design, in this location, you have my support. Thank you.
Rick?
Thanks. No, I'll just reiterate that I think this is just an example of what a really good collaboration can do. So many times we see things that are contentious and is adversarial, and this is just, it's just very refreshing to see such a project come together like this with a win-win. I just hope it comes to fruition without any wrinkles. Everybody, a year and a half, 2 years from now, when everybody's smiling in the new building, that it's just a good experience all around. So best of luck to everyone on the project.
Lori?
Good morning, and it's wonderful, refreshing as well to see the support for this, and I commend the applicant and the Elks for coming together on a project that our county needs. And without rehashing everything, bravo on your volunteer work and your commitment to our community. And I would just encourage the other Elks lodges that are in the county and the surrounding counties to consider this as a case scenario that you guys can bring to your Grand Lodge, so that we can get more workforce housing into the communities that are so desperately needing it. And then you have your community right there to also provide them a facility in which to conduct more community activities and also grow your membership. So bravo.
I want to commend the Elks for coming out this morning and for to see your show of support for your organization. Elks does a great thing for our community. I think that by building the facility the way you intend on building it, it'll create a wonderful marketing opportunity and hopefully allow you to reach a whole new universe of members who can see the value of what you do. I'm in full support of this project, and I wish you the best of success with it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Well, I will tell you, when I walked in and saw the red shirts, it said great. And then I saw the cards and said support, was a little relieved, so that was good. So this month I'm celebrating 34 years as a member of the Moose Lodge. So I can tell you, so it's 34 years, I can't remember the exact date. But I will tell you, I applaud what you're doing. And this is a trend, what we're seeing. And there's a Moose Lodge in the area that had the opportunity to do the same thing, and they turned it down, and I was flabbergasted that they turned it down. So I applaud you for looking at this and doing this, knowing what's right for the lodge and for the community. So I'm going to be supporting this because that takes a lot. That's I'm sure it wasn't an easy task, and you did answer my question, because the Grand Lodge, to get this approved, takes time, and then you got all your members. It's a whole process. So I applaud you all for being here, and looking forward to seeing what this looks like at the end here. All right, with that,
I'll motion to approve the application with the conditions.
all right, we have a motion and a second. All right, do we want to do a roll call? Let's do a roll call.
John Carr,
Yes.
Barbara Roth,
Yes.
Lori Vinicor,
Yes.
Penny Pompey, Dagmar Braz, Sam Caliendo,
Yes.
Sarah Pardue,
Yes.
Kylie Harper Larson,
Yes.
Rick Stopik,
Yes.
Brian Stenberg,
Yes.
Barissa Laudas.
Yes.
Passes
All right.
and unanimously.
Thank you. All right. Looking for my agenda here. Where'd it go? There it is.
No.
What's that? That is, right? All right. So I know we have 4A1. Do we want to cover that now? Is that what's next? All right. Perfect. Who's going to handle that?
Thank
Great.
you, Chair.
Go.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jeff Gagnon, Deputy Planning Director. Before you is the 2023 Planning Commission report. This is an informational non-action item which provides data and general information on the activities of the Commission during the calendar year. In general, the Planning Commission serves as the county's local planning agency per Chapter 163 of the Florida Statutes and provides recommendations on comprehensive plan amendments to the Board of County Commissioners. From staff's perspective, we're very fortunate to have such a well-established board. We're also very grateful for Stephanie and her staff for all the work that they do behind the scenes and during the meetings to keep them running smoothly. Of the 12 regularly scheduled meetings, 9 were held, and at no point in time do we experience a meeting cancellation due to lack of quorum, which demonstrates the commitment of all our appointed board members. During that calendar year, we had 4 new appointments to the board and 1 reappointment. Additionally, the Planning Commission reviewed and made recommendations to the BCC on 27 proposed amendments, which are shown in Table 1 of the report. And with that, we're happy to answer any questions that the Commission may have.
Any questions from the Commission? Yes, Dagmar?
I read through all of it. Bedner Farms was before us, and it was voted down, but it says it's in the process. Can you give me an update on that?
Right. So that was postponed. It was supposed to be heard at the November 1st BCC transmittal hearing. The applicant postponed it to January 31st BCC. So that will be the date, the transmittal hearing for that item.
Okay. So they didn't give up. They just postponed.
Correct.
And they're on the 31st.
Yes.
But again, okay. All right. Thank you.
Penny?
I just want to say it's really refreshing to see a staff report for an annual report that's very brief and concise, and it's much appreciated. Thank you. And the problem is that it seems to me, we were a lot busier than the report shows. So I appreciate the index in the back that shows all the things we did consider. But anyway, thanks for the brevity.
Great, thank you. Sam, did you have any comments? Priscilla? Barbara?
I love that index in the back. Okay, I am a wonk. I was so excited to see everything laid out that way. I think one of the questions I get most is how do our votes, our decisions compare with what finally happens in the county? And sometimes I'll get it on a very specific item. I go back, I check. This just makes it easy. I love it. Thank you. Yeah, we look forward to, the in process. But I actually passed this on. I did a distribution last night and sent it to people and said, boy, I don't know if you're going to be as excited as I am seeing everything in one place, but it's valuable. I thank you. But then somebody responded to me, oh, yeah, something good to look through on a rainy afternoon. And I'm thinking, I'm jumping up and down thinking it's great, sunshine and everything. So, but congratulations. Yeah.
No, good. Thank you so much.
Okay, Lori?
Oh, yeah, I'm glad to see the chart return after about, 5 years? About? We used to have this chart about 5 or 7 years ago, and it's very good. So please keep that up, and it's nice to see that you consider that the Planning Commission should be continued.
Kelly? Brian?
What else are we going to do on Fridays?
Nothing. All right, so the only comments that, actually nothing on that. Anything else on the report? Nope. All right. Any commission members, any comments from our commission? The only comment I had was oh, go ahead, Brian.
I just want to say thank you to staff for everything you do, for the reports that you're putting together, and for the work that you process and the clarity that you bring to the table. Thank you.
Great, thank you. I just wanted to say I was notified on Tuesday of this, but I was in Tallahassee for Palm Beach County Legislative Days. I want to give hats off to Videnia, her staff, Ed Chase, Todd. They all worked really hard for our residents in the county to make sure we're represented up there. It was packed despite all the delays with rain and planes being diverted and traffic. Palm Beach County was really represented well up there, and I can't say enough for how well they did to make sure that we got in front of legislators. I was there representing the Palm Beach North Chamber of Commerce as a past chair and a board member, and they really made sure that we were able to get our legislative issues and agenda items out there as well. So I just wanted to comment on that. But they did notify me on Tuesday. I just didn't get a chance to read anything until I was on the airplane last night and got in at 8 o'clock. So thank you for that. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here today. Anything else from our commission members? Yes.
I apologize for not raising my hand earlier. I would be remiss if I did not mention the passing of a very influential community member in the Glades, Mrs. Dolly Hand, owner of Hand Farms and philanthropist. Was named following she actually developed our Cultural Arts Center in Belle Glade. And she will be laid to rest today. And she was very, very involved with the Women's Club, and actually spent time mentoring me and encouraged me to join this commission. And I thought it would be nice to just mention her name and her wonderful memory.
Awesome. All right. Planning Zoning. Executive Director, any comments?
Yes, actually, I wanted to introduce everyone to Cindy Hoskin. She is the new Deputy Director for Planning, Zoning, and Building. We're very excited to have her. As you see, we are very busy, and Cindy comes to us from Miami-Dade County, where she was with a similar department. She's dealt with a lot of similar issues that we are dealing with here in Palm Beach County, so we're very excited to have her.
Welcome. Assistant County Attorney.
No comments. Happy New Year.
All right. Happy New Year. Planning Director.
Yeah, I do have a few today. So first, Happy New Year, and hope everyone had a great holiday season as all the build up, and then it feels like it goes like that. So also wanted to mention that we will most likely be canceling the February Planning Commission hearing. I did mention that we were planning a workshop with the Planning Commission most likely at that meeting, so then we'll have that at the March meeting. We will confirm later in the month once we're 100% sure, but most likely the February Planning Commission will be canceled. And then lastly, a personnel update. So I'm not saying goodbye because I'm not leaving, but I have made a decision to transition into a different role, still with planning, zoning, and building, but will be in the administrative division of the department. So again, I'll still be involved, I'll still be around, but there will be someone else at this table for a future planning commission hearing. So I just wanted to give you all that update.
I have a question. What's your title going to be? What's your title? It's
So-
in the administrative portion of the.
Yeah, so it's still being, formally.
Not allowed to tell us yet.
It's going to have a lot of intergovernmental role aspect, a lot of research analysis, a little bit more behind the scenes type of position. So supporting a lot of working with not just across the divisions of planning, zoning, and building, but also with the other departments, ensuring delivery on board directives, that type of.
So you're not going to be considered a county administrator?
No.
No. In the administrative.
Right, exactly. There's 6 divisions of planning, zoning, and building, one of which is administration. So yes, no, I'm not moving up to county administration or anything like that.
Thank you.
Great. Anything else? And I may have left this out, but by the way, we were also represented by all of our commissioners, and they did a great job up there as well in Tallahassee. I think I left that out, and I wanted to make sure I pointed that out, that not only staff was there, but all our commissioners were there and did a great job representing us up there as well.
May I just?
Yes.
Just to Kevin, thank you for being at that chair and guiding us through some very interesting and heated issues over the last year or so, and all the best.
All right. Wishing you the best. All right. If nothing else, meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Good job. Good job, guys. Good job.
Welcome to Inside PBC.